So the kicking game is not great. Here are the Warriors. Kickoff will probably be a few minutes late. I think the officiating crew is trying to get this game going on time. So you'll see Von Dern back deep to field this kick. He's number 2, a senior, forced a fumble last week on defense and nearly lost a fumble on a return last week. He's a deep man. Kadasi Nepa's also back there around the 20. And again, keep an eye on Kadasi Nepa tonight, number 1 for Righetti. He had 3 touchdowns last week, ran for 2, and also caught a touchdown pass. He's a sophomore. Short kick. Fielded at the 15. And there's a lane. And the ball carries down at the 30, and that's where the Warriors will start. This is a double wing offense. Handoff up the middle. That's Solis. And he gets about 4 on first down. Huddle up, take their time. See a lot of motion. Gayfield in motion. He gets a handoff, looks for a lane. Cuts up ahead, has some room on that edge. Isaiah Gayfield near midfield. Limit that all year long. This is double wing offense in the pistol. Giddings keeps straight ahead. And Giddings gets speed, and then Solis is kind of your power back. Nepa there, cuts upfield. Kadasi Nepa inside the 35, down at the 33. Solis. Solis gets to the 30, and he's stacked up. Union, the number 1 seed, or Dinuba, the winner of that game in the championship. Giddings keeps, rolls. Has Reynoso downfield. Chase Reynoso wide open, and that's a touchdown. Giddings to Reynoso for 30 yards and a score. 30 yards and a score. The kick fielded at the 20. Muff, ball is loose. We'll see who comes up with it. Ball is on the turf. Looks like Righetti has it. Avery Von Dern with the recovery. And more momentum swings in the Warriors' favor. Gayfield out wide. Thomas lead blocking. And Gayfield made a last-ditch effort for that. First and 10. Nepa bounces inside. They give him 2. Solis, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Powers ahead, down just shy of the 10. Reynoso, the lone receiver, out wide. Gayfield out wide here, has a lead blocker, gets the edge. Bounces outside, Isaiah Gayfield near the pylon. He did be surprised to see Solis with the carry here. He's a good goal line back. He gets it straight ahead, and he's in. Adon Solis from 2 yards out. In about 90 seconds, Righetti scores. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the Warriors force a turnover and then cash that in for 7 more points. Another short kick, fielded at the 15. And a good return out past the 30. Handoff. That's Nathaniel Truba. Burkhardt had 199 yards passing, 105 yards rushing last week in that win over Tulare Western. He keeps, looks for a lane. Nice move, Burkhardt. And there's his athleticism. First and 10. Stockdale at its own 48. Swing pass. and that's caught. And a long one. Handoff, and the Righetti defense, Caleb Thomas included, is there. Defensive leaders. Porcho, the middle linebacker. Jordan Fields, weak side linebacker. Burkhart keeps again and sucks the defense in and has some room on that edge. Porcho in pursuit. Mustangs are spread out. Burkhart, he looks, throws quickly, and that's incomplete. Nowhere near done, the intended receiver, and that's a turnover on downs for the Mustangs. Burkhart's natural position is not quarterback. He's kind of growing into the role, and his throw was off target there. Gayfield has a lane, and he's wrapped up. Natural section, Division II semifinal. Double wing pistol, Nepa in motion. He gets the handoff. Has a lead blocker. Nepa finds a lane. Kadasi Nepa inside the 30. Get in its own way sometimes. We'll see if that plays a factor tonight. They've been clean for most of the night. First penalty we've seen. Giddings, he's going to look to throw. Actually tucks it. Bounces outside, and he goes down at the 40. We do have a late man come in. Number 62, Martinez, pulling a lot in lead blocking. Thomas also does that. Solis straight ahead, inside the 25. 2nd and 7 at the 24. Gayfield, not much there. Gayfield's going to lose a yard right here at Righetti High. But now we got a big 3rd down. Giddings going to look, dumps it off to Nepa, and the Mustangs are all over that one. Nepa goes down, probably going to, hindsight is 20/20, but maybe on 3rd down there you try to get something positive and maybe set up an easier field goal try. But here's 4th down, and we got a handoff to Nepa, and he's going to be well shy of that 1st down marker. Weakness, it has been their special teams. They don't have the strongest kickers. Their kick coverage has been okay. Fondern is a decent return man, but their special teams is not their strongest units. So here's Burkhart again, 1st and 10 at the 23. He's going to look to throw over the middle, and that's done with the catch at the 8-yard pickup, making it 2nd and 2 at the 31. Mustangs spread out. Burkhart keeps, and he's pressured. He bounces outside, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and more. And lowered his shoulder there. And that's a handoff. And Porcho does a nice job tripping up. He's really been effective. Stockdale has yet to score, though. Here's number 6. Looks, has all day to throw. Still looking downfield. He's going to throw, and that pass is low and incomplete. You can tell he's not 100% comfortable at quarterback, but you can see his mechanics, his confidence throwing the ball. It is there. He does have some familiarity with that quarterback position. Still kind of growing into it, though. Here he is, 3rd down and long. Throws over the middle. That ball was tipped. Could have been intercepted. Moriarty was there. Fondern, the return man. High snap. We'll see if Righetti gets any pressure there. A clean kick is away. Stockdale kind of averted disaster there. A really good break for the Mustangs. We do have a flag down back there by the punter. We'll check the penalty marker. That was Dwayne Hartman, the punter. Nice job getting that high snap and getting a kick away. And at the 48. Burkhart runs, has some room, and he's swallowed up at the 47, 46. And that's a sweep. Cardenas is there to wrap it up, and a huge loss on 2nd down. couple penalties from Righetti, a bad snap, incomplete pass, and then a low snap for the Mustangs. High snap there. Burkhart handles it, goes ahead. And Burkhart looks, pressure, and that pass is low and incomplete again. We'll see if this snap is a little better. Von Dern at the Stockdale 45, good snap. Spiraling kick, and it takes a Righetti bounce and goes out of bounds. Back to the double wing. Solis moves, and near rushing touchdown. Chase Reynoso has the other Righetti touchdown. And that's Gayfield with the carry. And he's pushed back and he's slammed into the turf. And maybe they can feed him a little bit more here. And Gaydens keeps, rolls, has Shuffield wide open. Elijah Shuffield with the reception at the 20. Gets a block downfield. Elijah Shuffield. He's going to score. 3rd and 4 at the 39. And Elijah Shuffield was wide open. And he takes it to the house. A huge 3rd down play from the Warriors. And it's now 20-0 with 2:28 left in the first half. They've kind of forced Burkhart to throw. And he hasn't been able to make all the throws he's needed to tonight. And that's been key. Short kick by Barrow. Fielded at the 33. Some room there. And a good return for Stockdale. Maybe that'll get the Mustangs going a bit, as they'll start in Righetti territory on this drive. Drive here for the Mustangs would be huge. Burkhart goes deep, has Dunn hauls in a tip pass. And he goes down at the 28. 1st and 10 at the 28. Burkhart. Thomas pressures. Burkhart throws on the run, and that's caught. And that looks like it's 1st and 10 at the 18. Pressure. Cardenas pressures, and that pass is deflected. Incomplete. Joseph Cardenas. Burkhart, and that's incomplete. Warriors showing pressure. Burkhart has time, throws up, and steals with the coverage, and that's incomplete on 3rd and 10. Jake Steele. 3 down linemen for the Warriors, showing some pressure. Porcho comes. Burkhart throws, and that's going to be incomplete in the end zone. Avery Von Dern. Burkhart 7 of 12. We got a handoff here. Is running, 50 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Salisa deep back, single wing, 3 receivers. Giddings, he's gonna throw, has steals, and steals does not come down with it. That is intercepted. Little swing pass, that's Dunn. And Dunn goes out of bounds inside the 4. Porcho showing pressure. He gets through, and Burkhart still on his feet. There is going to be a flag down. That's going to be a hold against Stockdale. Porcho with the pressure, and he was held, and the flag comes in. 25 seconds to go in this first half. There is a call. As the 3rd seed would host Dinuba next weekend, as long as nothing is affected with the Wildfires. Porcho, pressure, and Burkhart throws deep, and we are going to have a flag come in. Dunn, the intended receiver. Von Dern in coverage. Looked like good coverage from Von Dern. 3 down linemen. Some pressure. Porcho, a screen, a lot of room there. And that's going to go down. At the 22, Burkhart Holds it, rolls, and throws it away. Clock stops with 4 seconds. A flag comes in late. And that's going to be intentional grounding against Burkhart. Tulare Union in the other semifinal. So here we go. 4 seconds left. Burkhart. Still some pressure there. He throws it deep. It's going to be shy of the goal line. It's knocked down eventually. It looked like it could have been a chance there for Davidson to haul that one in. The Steels was there in coverage. And that's going to do it for the first half. So 24 minutes in, 24 minutes to go. Righetti leads Stockdale 21-0. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Barrow's kick. Fielded at the 30. And that's Damowitz spinning out. And down at the 45. So good starting field position for the Mustangs. And that's kind of what Righetti does on kickoffs with Barrow. They'll kick it short and coverage, and that was a especially short kick from him. And they're going to actually spot this ball at the 41. Mustangs are shut out so far. Burkhart, quick throw. And that's caught past midfield. That's number 3, Jeremiah. First and 20 at the Righetti 48. Burkhart handoff. Truba right up the middle. And Truba picks up about 10 yards, getting to the original line of scrimmage.
Truba picks up 9 yards in the carry. Stop made by Jordan Fields.
Number 33 Fields on the stop. Some pressure. Quick throw. And that's caught by Gradowitz. Slips out of a tackle. Porcho in pursuit for the stop. Gradowitz near the first down marker. Receivers split out to Burkhart's left. Single receiver to his right. Gradowitz going to take off. And Burkhart slips out of a tackle and then dropped by Flora. Will this be the time that they score? Gradowitz in motion. High snap. Burkhart, he picks it up. And he's going to go down about 20. The Mustangs use a lot of shotgun. And a high snap there in that, situation is just critical. Burkhart has a man. That's Dunn. Inside the 30. Dunn spins outside. Fields with the stop from behind, but a nice play by Dunn. Burkhart throws it up. Has Davidson. Steals there in coverage, though, and that's going to be incomplete. 4th down. No pressure. Burkhart, quick throw on the post, and that's incomplete. Break defense from Righetti. Hand off to Gayfield. Caleb Thomas out front blocking. And Gayfield lowers his shoulder. And he clock stopped as Gayfield got out of bounds. 808 left. Nepa in motion. He gets a handoff. Goes wide. Martinez blocking. Finds a lane. And Nepa does enough to get the... some teams do not want to play from behind. I think Stockdale is okay playing from behind. They can score quickly. Handoff up the middle for Righetti. Is really geared to do that. They can eat up a lot of clock. Giddings, he's going to throw. Has Shuffield again. Elijah Shuffield inside the 40. Another big catch. He had the 39-yard touchdown reception earlier. And Elijah Shuffield has been kind of the breakout star tonight. Solis. Martinez blocking. And Solis doesn't quite get back at the 41. Gayfield. Gets a block from Thomas, and Thomas took out 2 defenders with 1 block, and Dunn makes the stop near the 25. So about a 15, so huge, so critical for a team like this, especially in Division II. You don't have that many, 4-year players. at this level in the central section, and Thomas is big pass plays already tonight. And we got a little sweep action. Thomas out in front again, blocking. Nepa hurdles the line, and a flag comes in. We'll check the marker.
That was a game of about 15, but we do have a penalty flag.
I might call it chop block. So the Warriors are moving deeper into Stockdale territory. And that is a penalty against the Mustangs. It's like a chop block against Stockdale. So the run by Nepa stands. And then a few yards tacked onto it down to the 5. So first and goal at the 5. Righetti really with the chance to put this game away here early in the third quarter. Solis fumbles it, ball's out. And it's Stockdale ball. A huge shift in momentum here. Solis got the handoff. Looks like he never really had a clean handle on it. And it's recovered by Stockdale. He's going to run. And nothing there. That Righetti defense continues to do a streak on each side of the field for the Mustangs. Burkhart. Quick throw. Davidson with the reception at the 15. Third down. Porcho spies on Burkhart. Thomas pressures, flag down. Dunn with the reception at the 20 to the 25, down near the 30. We do have a flag down. It's going to be a hold against Stockdale. Another miscue against the Mustangs. That negates a huge third down reception by Dunn. That's the 4 seed on top of the 1 seed. If these scores hold, Righetti would host Dinuba next week for the championship throw, and that's broken up. Dunn kind of turned into the defensive back on that play with 3:41 left in the third. Low snap. Warriors bring some pressure. Spiraling kick. Von Dern will not field it. It's like a hit a Stockdale player, Armijo. And it rolls down all the way to rushing. And pretty much nothing else from any of his teammates. Truba has 16 rushing yards. Gradowitz had a carry for a loss of 3 yards. Burkhart had that high snap where they lost 24 yards. Third down. Thomas pressures. Coronado pressures. No flag. And Burkhart from Tulare Union. 30-14. Low snap. Wobbling kick. And takes a neutral bounce. Righetti the 3rd seed, Dinuba the 4th seed. Here's a wing. Gayfield. And Gayfield with a nice first down carry. We are at the start of the 4th quarter. Righetti now going right to left. Facing a 3rd and 2. At their own 44-yard line, 12 minutes away from their first ever championship game appearance as a now member of the CIF Central section. Warriors are the last team, 11-man team standing in our area. Warriors have been aggressive on 3rd down. See what they do here. And Giddings barely got the handoff to Solis. And Solis is racked up at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a 3rd down stop for the Stockdale defense. No gain for Solis. 44 early in this 4th quarter. Here we go. Solis Has some room. Adon Solis picks up the first down and moves the chains. Has a 39-yard touchdown catch. Gayfield in motion. He gets the sweep handoff. Thomas blocking. Just mauls the defender. Easy running for Gayfield with Thomas leading the way. Gayfield gets about. And up the middle to Solis. And Solis gets to the 35. 3-yard gain. 35, Warriors taking their time. Just over 10 minutes left. Nepa. Cuts upfield. Kadasi Nepa. Ooh, inside the 25. Still fighting for yards near the 20. Nepa picks up 10 at the 22. Under time, 10 minutes left. Solis. And he's stopped at the 20. He's 9 minutes left. Gayfield. Inside the. This is a big third down. Bad snap. I don't know if that was a bad snap, but Giddings had a bad time on the 29. Giddings. Throwback to Nepa. And Nepa cannot hold it in, hang it in, and that's going to be an incomplete pass on 4th down. I don't think Nepa would have picked up the first down. Second and 10 at the 39. Burkhart keeps. He's pressured, and he's going to go down. Caleb Thomas with the stop in the backfield. Championship game. I don't think it has to be at a neutral site, so we could see Righetti here playing for a Division II championship next week. And Porcho with the stop on 3rd down. Burkhart throws, and that was, but depending on how that other semifinal turns out, could greatly impact Righetti's future. Solis for 5.
Solis picks up 5 yards.
Central section program. Hand off to Nepa, up the middle, and he's hammered. That was Burkhart with the stop, lifted Nepa up, and then slammed him to the turf and put a little extra hot sauce on it. Hasn't been a very good game offensively for Burkhart and the Mustangs. Maybe taking a little bit of frustration out there. That is a first down for Nepa. And Solis is swallowed. Handoff to Gayfield. A little stutter step. And Mason Wright is going to be there for the stop. Giddings rolls. He tucks the ball. Has Solis lead blocking, and he's hit hard at the 25.
Giddings keeps it himself for a gain of 3.
Will the Warriors have to travel to Tulare, or will they get to host Dinuba? 4th down here. The Warriors just trying to wrap this one up. The game is certainly in hand. Giddings runs. And he's just going to go out of bounds. Smart choice by the senior quarterback. You got a championship game to worry about. Don't need a couple extra yards and a first down here. See what Coach Tony Payne and his players have to say with the championship game coming up next week. And we'll also have updates online on social media. 30 to Larry Union 30. That was 30-14 at one point. Burkhart pressured. Porcho can't trip him up. Fields is there. Burkhart gets away from him. Burkhart, a big play from him, one of his biggest of the night. Clock. So this should be the final play of the night.
That will be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Warriors Nation will go to the championship.
And that does it. Done with the reception. But that's not nearly enough as the Warriors win 21-0, and they will play for a CIF Central Section Championship next week. Against who? We don't know, but we'll find out in a few moments. So follow me on Twitter. Go search on Twitter, see who is winning between Dinuba and Tulare. You know, find that out, talk to your friends, text somebody, find out that score, and we'll see where the Warriors will play next week. Will they get to play Dinuba here against the 4 seed, or will they have to travel to the number 1 seed Tulare Union? That game is hanging in the balance. Last we checked, 30-30. But here, 21-0 Righetti over Stockdale, and the Warriors are into the championship game. What a season it's been for Tony Payne and this group, but it's not done yet. So again, check us out later tonight, SantaMariaTimes.com. We'll have updates on who, what, when, and where Righetti plays next, on what they did tonight, and a bunch of other scores and stuff like that. We got VCA playing tomorrow. We got Hancock's bowl game tomorrow. Mission Prep is playing for a championship tonight. But thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, Righetti will play for a CIF Central Section Championship game next week. I'm Joe Bailey. Thank you guys for watching CIF Central Section Playoff Football on SantaMariaTimes.com.